Hey guys, hope everyone's good. So I'm going to quickly demonstrate exactly what I was talking about in this post. So first things first, we're going to quickly have a little look at that scheduler in play. Here we can see the scheduler's running. It's looking good. Cool. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly deploy a pod. I'm going to spin up a pod. We'll call it sides running pod. We'll give it an Nginx image. Okay, get pods. That should be running fine. Cool. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly tamper with that scheduler. So I'm going to go over into CD, into that etc, right into the Kubernetes where the manifest lives. And I'm just going to quickly move that manifest out of this directory. So because it's a static pod, what I'm obviously expecting is once I have a little look at that pod in that namespace, it shouldn't be there because I've moved that static manifest out of that directory. Cool. So now that the pod isn't there, this scheduler pod, let's try and run a pod super quick and I'll demonstrate exactly what I'm talking about. I'll just put here LinkedIn pending pod. Cool. So now it says it's created. So once I clear my screen and I go K get pods, I'm expecting for this pod to sit in that pending state forever because there is no scheduler, right? What we can do, we can manually assign our pod a node. We could do that. So without a scheduler, this is us manually doing the job of a scheduler. So once I now get out of there, I can hit, K get nodes. Have a look to see what kind of nodes we've got going on there. So we've got node 1, node 01. So if I do K edit, Said or pod, Said's LinkedIn pod, right? And this is the one that was in that, pending state. It's going to stay in that pending state up until I actually assign it or we either have a scheduler or I manually assign it that. Let's just quickly see if we've got anything for node going on here. Anything else? Nothing. Cool. Just gonna quickly get that in there. So we're gonna have node name and then we're just gonna give it that. Wicked. Oh, looks like it didn't quite like that. That's fine. Cool. So I'm gonna grab this and I'm gonna say K replace -F, give it that -- force. And now if I hit K get pods, it's running. Why is it running? The reason why it's running is because I've manually assigned or manually made the pod bound to the node. So now what I'll do is just to show you that this is actually real and I'm not obviously what I'll do is I'll get that scheduler back up. Before we do that, I'm going to quickly run another pod. I'm going to say Said's tester pending, right? This is it. And I'm going to give this the image Nginx. Cool. So now this should still stay in that same sort of loop. This is going to stay in that pending loop up until we get the scheduler back up, right? So I'm going to head over into here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say ls, right? I'm going to cd into that etc, into that Kubernetes, into that manifest folder. Scheduler is still not there. Excuse me. So if I now grab the scheduler manifest and I bring it back into here, what we'll find, right, is because the scheduler's come back up automatically, look, we've been streaming that, it's come back up, right? If I say K get pods in that kube system namespace, look at that. It's because the scheduler's come back up 16 seconds ago. We saw directly that as soon as that came up, that tester was back up and running. It's 29 now. But you get the point. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. I look to make these more regular Kubernetes extra pointers. All the best.